So with all your chips in,
right,
when you talk to those around you who are pushing Rise United, Bunting's team, Bunting's train, do you get a similar sense of the frustrations that have motivated you to say what you just said? Do you get that same sense of frustration? And do you get the sense that, like you, people will at least have a serious think about their continued association with the party if it happens that Bunting loses?
Absolutely. Everybody around me feels the same way. I've canvassed persons from the Trafalgar division, my division. I have canvassed persons from various sections of Kingston and St. Andrew and across the nation. Wherever I go, I talk to people, and this is the general feel. This is the general feel. Save and except for some comrades that are, you call them die hard, you know? They aren't moving regardless of what happens. And Dr. Phillips has established himself as a powerhouse within the party. He has good support within the party. He has ran 2 presidential elections, one when P.J. Patterson stepped down, and then a challenge in 2008 to Portia Simpson Miller. He would have built himself throughout that time. So he has good supporters who are not going anywhere. But I'm not sure that I can say that for everybody. And when I think about politics, I look at the bigger picture. I look at a national picture for national development. So not just internally for the PNP and our delegates who ultimately select our leader, but then what impact will we have nationally? And will we be able to take out the Jamaica Labour Party?
So, Kari Douglas, if I'm reading you right and you're saying that what you have is a PNP that has gone stale under Dr. Phillips' leadership. But you point to the number of young people who've been appointed to key posts or who've been attracted to take on key posts. Crystal Tomlinson at the YO, my good friend Andre Horton in the Senate, my good friend Damien Crawford in the Senate, and so many others. How is it that youngsters as powerful as they are, youngsters as powerful as yourself, because you're still a young woman, how is it that within the context of a political party, all of you have contributed to the party going stale under the watch of the leader? I don't understand.
Leadership, which is why I'm supporting Peter Bunting, because he has already started to re-energize the base. Peter Bunting is very caring, and he is inspiring hope, and he listens to us, and he makes his decisions with our input in consideration, strong consideration. So if he says, no, we aren't going with that because it may have this impact, and we say, Comrade Bunting, this is what the young people are saying and this is what we need to do, he says, fine, let's try it. And so far, he has been so successful in his attempt to re-inspire hope and to create a new spirit of liveliness and a new winning energy, where persons who were once disenchanted have now risen and want to support the PNP and are excited about politics generally.
So is it then that Dr. Phillips's PNP is ring-fenced by persons of an older, slower kind of thinking, and that there's a ring around him talking to him, and that outside that ring are young people who can't get a word into him to say, Dr. Phillips, these are the realities on the ground, maybe we should do this way? Is it that that is the case? You can't get through?
I'm going to be very frank and say that I'm speaking on my behalf, and that is how I feel, as if I am a part of that ring.
Yes, you're part of the ring outside.
Absolutely.
And can't get your word, get a word in.
Right. And we would have seen in the past, in more recent times, and though everybody has a different explanation and a different excuse and a different reason for why certain things would have taken place, and I understand the power of the Jamaica Labour Party being in government and having access to strong public resources. We lost a by-election in Southeast St. Mary. And we lost the by-election in East Portland with our strongest, best asset in Damien Crawford. You know, there were some things that I personally experienced on the ground in both elections, but specifically in East Portland, where I only spent a couple of days. I was off on maternity leave, I returned, and on election day, when I tried to find out what the numbers were looking like, I was told that our systems had so badly broken down and nobody was able to give me any figures. I have my colleagues from the Jamaica Labour Party who is also interacting with who they took out their phones and their tablets and
said, giving you numbers quickly.
These are the numbers and this is where we are, and you lose. And earlier on in the afternoon, I refused to accept it. And I remember when it got to about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and they said, this is it. And they rolled it out for me. And the type of technology that they used, I said, boy, this is it. It looked like them gone with it for true. PNP were celebrating in Port Antonio Square.
So you do realize, though, and we have, in the next segment, we're going to talk in depth about Peter Bunting. So allow me space to do this. You do realize that if it goes bottom up for the Bunting team, a lot of what has been said in this campaign about Peter Phillips and his disconnect with real Jamaica, with younger Jamaica, a lot of it is going to be used against the PNP in the campaign, against an Andrew Holness that has a far greater connection. The man wears a Clarks and posts something on Instagram, and it gets thousands of likes, and there's nobody on the PNP who can match that, who can come with a pair of wallabies to match his bank robber. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Peter Bunting can match it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that
what if?
The PNP runs the risk,
yes,
as you go through this process.
Absolutely.
Of fracturing to an extent that you may as well not turn up to the polls the next time they call the election.
They are not listening. They don't see it this way. They say that each of us have a responsibility to get on the ground within our geographic areas that we represent and bring it home for the PNP. It does not work like that. We are a leader-centric nation, and the first person that we're looking at is the leader.
Yes.
The leader attracts the resources. The leader leads from the front and energizes us to push out. I don't know if you saw what happened last week Sunday at Comrade Bunting's campaign launch.
I did.
It was massive and purposeful, and it's the first time in a very long time that we all have felt that energy towards anything political, and those are the facts. Play it down if you may. That is how Jamaica feels right now about Peter Bunting.
Kari Douglas is a councillor for the Trafalgar Division in the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. In the next segment, I'm going to ask her specifically about Peter Bunting, potential leader of the PNP, potential leader of Jamaica. Stay tuned.